What's going on, everybody? We're back to you for another edition of Chamber Chat as we continue to roll these virtual check-ins with our members. And we're here with two gentlemen from, everybody knows them in the region as Graham White Manufacturing, but Wabtec, Graham White, and we're joined by Dan Hughes and Rob Cassell. Gentlemen, how we doing? Good to see you. Good to meet you virtually. I know you know, we really appreciate your continued support of the Chamber. Rob, why don't you, we'll kind of let Rob start, and then Dan, you can fill in. Rob, how you doing? What's going on? And, you know, let us know some ways you're adjusting.
Okay, thanks, Eric. Good to be with you guys today. I think this is a great format for trying to keep people in touch socially. Here at Graham White, we're considered an essential business because we provide product to the railroad industry. And so we all know the railroad industry needs to provide product and services and transport for people. And so that's why we're continuing to operate. We have about 230 people here on site in a couple different locations. And we're keeping everybody employed right now. Demand is kind of up and down a little bit right now as the economy goes back and forth and tries to figure out where it's going to level off. But our employees are happy to be here. We've had great attendance. You know, we're doing lots of things, spending a lot of resources and time and energy to try to keep the workforce healthy and keep our manufacturing plants running 24 hours a day in some respects.
Okay, great. Dan, anything else you want to fill in on that standpoint from your perspective?
Yeah, from my perspective, you know, Rob hit some of the highlights there. Being in charge of the manufacturing operation, people are having to work on the shop floor in and around each other. And Rob has got us as a management team going out on the shop floor and reinforcing those concepts about social distancing and making sure the workplaces are being kept clean so that we have none of this sharing of the coronavirus among ourselves. And, you know, the employees seem to really grasp that concept and really have supported us in trying to keep, because they know the alternative. You get a situation into your plant, things close down, everyone's in a situation they really don't want to be. So we've got a good group of folks here that are supporting us, and we have a critical product that we got to get out to the customer.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I'm glad to hear that you know, you guys have had to make some changes. What do you think's been the biggest challenge so far? Has it been making sure employees are safe? What do you think from each of your perspectives has been the biggest challenge here in kind of, I guess we'll call it a month and a half in on this based on when the timing of this started in mid-March?
Yeah, I think right now the biggest challenge is communication. We have employees spread out over 2 locations, and you know, it's in a 300,000 square foot building. There's lots of talk on the floor about what's going on with the virus, and somebody's brother-in-law or grandmother may be sick, and so they have some fear going on, and just trying to make sure everybody understands the best information that we have and what we're doing to address the issues as they come up. And for us, it's becoming, as Dan said, being more visible on the floor, giving employees an opportunity to stop us and ask us what's going on, and then, you know, using the various communication methods that we have with not being able to pull everybody together in one big meeting or even 2 or 3 smaller meetings because of social distancing. It creates a challenge, and we have to find ways to do that. And I think employees are appreciative if we're able to communicate to them on a regular basis about what we're doing, about are there any cases confirmed, and what kind of does the next step look like? Are we going to have to wear masks next week? Or are we going to have our temperatures taken? So it's such a changing situation. We're just trying to stay in front of it a bit and keep everybody employed, everybody informed as to where we are on that.
Sure. Dan, anything to add?
Yeah, I mean, I guess on the operations side, our biggest challenges, of course, it could be our supply chain. Although we are very vertically integrated here at the manufacturing plant, where we have a foundry, machine shop, assembly, we buy a lot of components. Some of those components come from overseas, ensuring that they're on their way or here in order for us to meet our customers' demand has been somewhat challenging so far. We've only been, you know, we've had a couple situations where it's delayed our product going out to our customer, but for the most part, everybody's been able to meet our needs, and they recognize that we're an essential business. That makes them an essential business.
Sure. And I love to hear the ways that you guys are adjusting. and pivoting and just the different ways, you all and everybody kind of has to be forward thinking and optimistic at the same time. And we're hearing a lot of that in a lot of the chamber chats we've done is just so many different and unique ways that folks are working through this. To kind of wrap up, what would be each of your message to the region or message to the community as we move forward? Just from, again, what you're seeing, what you're learning, what would be your message to the community from each of you? Rob?
Yeah, I mean, I think, one of the primary things is I think the economy is going to come back. Nobody can really visualize how that's going to be, but I think it's not going to be something we're not going to be able to handle. People are going to be able to put the things in place that are going to make the workplace a safe environment for folks. It may take a little bit of time, but we're definitely going to be able to address that. We're going to need all the pieces of the economy, the service piece, the production, the manufacturing, every business, every small business that we had before. We're going to need those people to help us get the economy back to where it was. It may take a little bit of time, but I've heard people say we're all in this together. We are from a large standpoint, and it's about being transparent and being honest with folks as we go forward and we, address some of these roadblocks that come ahead of us going forward. So I think it's just being flexible, being transparent, and upping the communication methods that you use.
Yeah. Dan?
Well, Eric, I think, the world is going to be different as we move forward from what we're totally used to over the last several years. It's been very good, very prosperous. And so it's going to be different, but, difference is okay. It could be a very positive change and make us even a better economy, a better person. And so I think everybody's got to look at it in a positive side and keep on pushing forward, and let's build this thing back up again.
Yeah, I really appreciate and love what you guys are saying. You're exactly right, Rob, and we're all in this together, and the flexibility. And Dan, you're exactly right, and it's going to be different, and to be flexible and understanding, and know that I think some of the terms I've used to some members is looking forward to working with you as we help rebound the region, and I think that's a very good kind of just way to word. Like, we're going to have to rebound in some way, knowing it's going to be different. So
we got to show our kids and our young adults that we know what we're doing, and,
right.
and we're building it for them, and that we're going to be mirroring to them what we expect to come from them. So
right,
it's going to be different for them, and they've got to build for us. Yeah,
absolutely. You're exactly right. So as a young adult, as I guess, maybe unfortunately or fortunately, my generation is a millennial. So I guess, we're going to take your advice on this, on how to work forward. So we appreciate that. So for folks to learn more, again, you guys are a very unique business and very important. For folks to learn more just about what you do and, just to give everybody a little bit more insight of everything that you're continuing to accomplish, how would they learn more? Social media, website, one of you want to give, some insight on for folks to learn more?
Yeah, I mean, I think, being in the Valley here, not a lot of people know what we do, and we don't really make a habit of being out front in the public, but going to the wabtec.com website, you can find us. You have to dig a little bit, but Wabtec provides most every possible component to the railroad transportation industry, and from locomotives all the way down to some of the components that we make. We're famous for making bells and horns and whistles. Most time you see or hear a locomotive or a train going in front of you on a crossing grade, they'll be ringing the bell. That bell was made here in Salem, Virginia. So lots of products on the locomotives, and the Wabtec website is the best place I know to get more information.
Okay, great. And we'll also share with folks that are watching, you can access Wabtec's information through the chamber website, through roanokechamber.org, and we'll have direct links to be in touch with you guys and all that as well. So guys, thanks for joining us. We appreciate this different synopsis on how you're working through and collaborating with each other during this interesting time. And we appreciate the support of the chamber and continued investment in everything we're doing here in the Valley. So everyone, that wraps up another edition of Chamber Chat. As I keep saying, we're going to keep them rolling. And in this case, we got a little, I guess I'm going on an off the wall train pun. We're really going to keep it rolling, and we're going to keep the horn blowing. We're going to keep it rolling with Chamber Chat. So keep continuing to make it a great week, and we will talk to everyone soon.